Hey foodie friends, so today we're gonna make a quick and easy whipped feta ranch dip. So let's get saucy. All right, foodie friends, like I said, whipped feta ranch dip, we're gonna jump right in. So in my food processor, I already have 3/4 of a cup of cottage cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that up until it's smooth. Scrape this down a little bit. We want this, like I said, very nice and smooth. I don't want any of those curds from the cottage cheese in here. I don't want that texture, but I want that extra protein in here from that and the body that it's gonna help to give to this. All right, so that's good and smooth now. You can see, I don't know how well you can see that, but it's good and smooth now. So we're gonna go on. The next thing I'm gonna do is, I'm using dried herbs here, some dried herbs and some fresh herbs. So if you had fresh herbs, that's great. You could use just fresh herbs, but I'm using dried chives and parsley. And since I'm using them dried, I'm going to try to like rehydrate them a little bit in some lemon juice that we're gonna use in here anyway. So I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of dried chives and 1 teaspoon of dried parsley in a little dish here. And so I've got that here. We're gonna put some lemon juice on there. First though, I'm gonna zest some lemon into my food processor here. Just maybe like a teaspoon or 2 of lemon zest in here. That's gonna help with that kind of brightness that we want from the lemon. So just get a quick zest of that in here. You don't want any of the white, just the yellow part. So that's about a little more than half of my lemon. And then go ahead and cut my lemon, and I'm just gonna squeeze the lemon juice right in with these herbs. It's gonna let them bloom, kind of reconstitute a little bit so that we get some better flavor from them. And if you don't have enough lemon juice, you want like about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice here. If you don't have enough lemon juice, you can add a little bit of water to cover these a bit. But we just wanna, like I said, kind of rehydrate these a bit. Make sure we don't have any seeds in here. There's 1 little seed in here. Okay, that's good for now, and then I can always add a little bit more lemon juice after we taste it. So I'm gonna set these to the side to just, like I said, bloom here a bit while I finish up the rest of the dip. So with my cottage cheese here in my food processor, I'm gonna add in 1/4 cup of some Greek yogurt. This is gonna add some tang, a little extra flavor, and help with that creamy smoothness for this dip. So that goes right in with our cottage cheese and lemon zest. And then I have 4 ounces of feta cheese here that I just crumbled up off of a block, so that's gonna go in. A few grinds of black pepper. And then we're gonna go in with about 1 tablespoon of this ranch seasoning. Now, we might have to adjust this a little bit later and add a little bit more, but for right now, we're gonna start with about 1 tablespoon. If you're using a ranch from a packet, you wanna use about half of the packet, I would say, for that, if you don't have it in a canister like I do. And then a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. It's gonna help with the smoothness and creaminess of that, add a little bit of that fruity olive flavor, which we love. So I'm gonna go back on here with my lid and process this up now. Scrape this down just a little bit. This looks fantastic already and it smells delicious. Okay, so like I said, I'm using fresh dill. So I've got my fresh dill here. I'm just gonna pull a bunch of this off and throw it into my food processor. The stems are pretty soft on this. I don't want any of these like really super thick stems, but some of the stems are fine in here. It's gonna just add more flavor. And we're looking to go about, I don't know, around 2 tablespoons of fresh dill for this. Now, if you're using dried dill, you wanna cut that down because your dried herbs are gonna have more potency. They're gonna be a bit stronger than fresh herbs. And I'm gonna save a little bit of this off to garnish this with later before we serve it. So I'm gonna pop my lid back on and give this a couple of pulses just to get that dill incorporated. This this is looking really good. I'm gonna give it a quick little taste. I know I don't have my parsley and my chives in there yet, but oh wow, that is so delicious. I'm gonna add some more pepper. Give it another quick pulse. And then I'm gonna put this in a bowl and we're gonna fold in the other herbs here. All right, so we've got this in our bowl, and like I said, I've had my parsley and chives, my dried parsley and chives in this lemon juice for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. It's been about 5 minutes, I think. And so we're just gonna add those in, fold that in with that lemon juice. That lemon juice is gonna help with the flavor, the balance of the salt, because we didn't put any salt in here because all of these other ingredients are pretty salty. You've got the cheese, the feta, you've got the cottage cheese, which both have salt in them, and that ranch powder that has salt in it. So lemon really helps to balance that. So I'm gonna fold these herbs and lemon juice in. We're gonna give this another quick taste, and then it's gonna sit in the fridge for 30 to 60 minutes, just so all of those flavors can kind of get to know each other, get happy, meld together, and then it's ready to serve. And this is gonna be great. I'm gonna do some crudité with this. You could do chips, crackers. This would be great as a spread on like sandwiches, anything like that. So I'm gonna give this a quick little taste again. Oh wow. That is fantastic already. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge for about an hour, let it kind of marinate a little bit together, and then we will come back and plate it up and taste it. All right, foodie friends, we are back. Our dip was chilling in the fridge for a little more than an hour, so I just went ahead and plated it up. I, as you can see, added just a drizzle of olive oil to the top, as well as some of that fresh dill. I've got some beautiful fresh vegetables here, some chips, some crackers, things like that. So serve it up with whatever you want. This, like I said, would be great as a spread on a sandwich. It would be great with anything pretty much. You could actually thin this out with like a little buttermilk or even some just water and use it as a dressing. But this is absolutely delicious. It's tangy. It's tangy. You get that little fruitiness from the olive oil. Get that ranch, not overpoweringly ranch, but you do get that ranch flavor in there. Those herbs that I put in there, the parsley and the chives. This is absolutely delicious. Great appetizer, great snack, great for a party. And it's got a good amount of protein in there because we use the feta cheese, the cottage cheese, and the Greek yogurt. So good kind of healthy or snack for you. Fantastic, love this. Thanks as always, guys, for joining me here on Getting Saucy with Chef Lynn. There will be a link to the full written recipe in the description box below. You can follow me across all social media at Chef Lynn Wheeler, and then my website, cheflynnwheeler.com, where you find my other recipes. And remember, keep exploring, keep tasting, and keep celebrating the flavors that bring us together. So good.